Why didn't you shout for help? A policeman said to a man, "Why didn't you shout for help when you were robbed of your watch?" "If I had opened my mouth, they'd have found my 4 gold teeth. That would be much worse," the man replied. What's the meaning of the word drunk? One day, a father and his little son were going home. At this age, the boy was interested in all kinds of things and was always asking questions. Now, he asked, "What's the meaning of the word drunk, Dad?" "Well, my son," his father replied, "look, there are standing 2 policemen. If I regard the 2 policemen as 4, then I am drunk." "But, Dad," the boy said, "there's only 1 policeman." Why didn't you ever come to see me again? Jerry went to a psychiatrist. "Doc," he said, "I've got trouble. Every time I get into bed, I think there's somebody under it. I'm going crazy." "Just put yourself in my hands for 1 year," said the shrink. "Come to me 3 times a week, and I'll cure your fears." "How much do you charge?" $100 per visit." "I'll sleep on it," said Jerry. 6 months later, the doctor met Jerry on the street. "Why didn't you ever come to see me again?" asked the psychiatrist. "For $100 a visit? The bartender cured me for $10. "Is that so? How?" "He told me to cut the legs off the bed. Ain't nobody under there now." $1 per point. A professor was giving a big test one day to his students. He handed out all of the tests and went back to his desk to wait. Once the test was over, the students all handed the tests back in. The professor noticed that one of the students had attached a $100 bill to his test with a note saying $1 per point. The next class, the professor handed the tests back out. This student got back his test and $64 change. What did the doctor say? A man went to the doctor with his wife. After the examination, the physician motioned for the wife to meet him in the hallway. "Your husband is very sick," the doctor said, "but there are 3 things you can do to ensure his survival. First, fix him 3 healthful, delicious meals a day. Next, give him a stress-free environment and don't complain about anything. Finally, make passionate love to him every day." On the drive home, the husband asked, "What did the doctor say?" "I'm sorry," she said, "but you're not going to make it." Let my chauffeur answer it. A famous scientist was on his way to yet another lecture when his chauffeur offered an idea. "Hey, boss, I've heard your speech many times. I bet I could deliver it and give you the night off." "Sounds great," the scientist said. When they got to the auditorium, the scientist put on the chauffeur's hat and settled in the back row. The chauffeur walked to the lectern and delivered the speech. Afterward, he asked if there were any questions. "Yes," said one processor. Then he launched into a highly technical question. The chauffeur was panic-stricken for a moment but quickly recovered. "That's an easy one," he replied. "So easy, I'm going to let my chauffeur answer it." Nothing seems to scare them away. 3 pastors in the South were having lunch in a diner. One said, "You know, since summer started, I've been having trouble with bats in my loft and attic at church. I've tried everything, noise, spray, cats, nothing seems to scare them away." Another said, "Yes, me too. I've got hundreds living in my belfry and in the attic. I've been had the place fumigated and they still won't go away." The third said, I baptized all mine and made them members of the church. Haven't seen one back since. Click like if you liked these funny jokes and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned on our 5-Minute Jokes channel.